Hey everybody, Jade here with Joe from Imperial Fist. We are changing the direction of our videos. We are stepping away from our beginning project of 4 new free-to-play accounts, which if you haven't seen those videos, you should watch them. There's some cool stuff in them. Obviously, we made them. And today we're going to do something that we thought might be interesting for everyone, which is to kind of just go through and show our main accounts. Like, here's where we're coming from when we say what we say. What we're going to do on my account is I'm going to actually go through the way I kind of do my daily stuff in the game, and just for fun, kind of to like a peek in the life of someone at our level of Panilla. And then we'll also take a look at Joe's account, and we're kind of going to maybe talk a little bit about what we're working towards on our accounts and things like that. And yeah, hope you enjoy it. So we're going to get started with my account here, and pretty much I think I don't know why I started doing this, but I pretty much start in the top left for whatever reason and just do all the exclamations because they bug me. One of the first things I always do is come grab all my gold, and just always. I don't usually do this one. It doesn't feel like it matters enough. It's probably worth it. I think the ratio of 20 diamonds for this much gold is really close to this. I didn't map it out, but this seems to give me. I get pretty regular crits on the 50 diamond one, so it gives me about 2 million extra gold for my 150 diamonds usually per day, somewhere around there.
Do you have any
Which
sense of what the crit rate is? Because
it
honestly, the crit rate is the reason why that button is not anywhere in my value spreadsheet.
mhm.
Um,
I have no idea. Sometimes it seems like it's about 40%, I would say, but that's
oh,
very like you always remember when you get like the 2 crits out of 3 or whatever. Like,
right.
it's very subjective. I would not I would not would not
All right,
like
yeah.
quote me on that.
We'll need to track that or something and see if
Oh
we
yeah.
can get a good number.
But yeah, it's just like I have 92 million gold right now, which is like a lot for me, but that's because I've been really like I know I'm gonna need it because like we'll get into why I need it later, but I know I'm gonna need it. So and you actually can get this more than once a day. If I log in at different times, I will usually grab it. I don't make it a point to, but you can. Like in my opinion, it's actually compared to like it's very comparable to like the Dusklight Emporium Gold 24 hour, which I believe is like for me, I have to remember what that is. I want to say it's like 600k. I don't know. But anyways, it's very comparable. Um, as far as like how much you get out of the chest versus how much you get for your 50 diamonds here. But so yeah, and then I just jump into my store and grab all my stuff. Daily, grab my weeklies. Oh, I claimed my monthly blessing. I wasn't paying attention. I think I did it on accident this morning, and I think I do this special offer too. I just buy the 7 day pack with red diamonds every week because I have enough. It's not a problem. That's one thing to mention is that I know that both Joe and I do spend on the game, so understand that these are paid accounts, not the free to play we were doing. But that being said, I usually just come in and I click through and grab all my stuff. Like today, I got the daily deal. I usually do try. I don't know if I'm always going to do this, but my pattern has been to usually try to get. I usually hit about 2880 fame to get these 2 bags because I like getting the extra 240 prisms or boxes because those are really hard to get, and getting them just while I'm getting other stuff feels good to me. And then also, if you the 7 days in a row for 20, the Rador plant cores, I like because where I'm in the game, I need gemstones very much. So, and claim all our shop stuff. Roll over. I think actually my La Rosas just ran out. Yeah, they did. So I'll have to pick those up again. Uh, I don't know. This is again like right now I kind of have spare cash, and so it's like I actually think these are decent deals for what you pay. Uh, I don't know that they're like amazing, but I had them and they literally just ran out yesterday. So as you can see, but normally I have those, but then go in and claim all my bonuses, and as I'm sure everyone who plays these games is familiar with the rapid clicking you do as you go through and claim everything for the day. Then after that, I jump into Dusklight because I'm still shopping, buy my dust, pretty much anything like this. I actually need to look right now. I don't know. I've been like I've been noticing that my Stardust supply is dwindling. I have a bunch because I bought the Futsu amulets that give you bags that can have experience, gold, dust, or blue gems in them, and I used the last few just to build up a big stockpile of dust because I'm getting to the point where when I go to level up at the Sage Academy, it's like 22k dust, so it goes pretty fast. And I think for now I'm gonna wait. I need to actually do some thinking if I want to start buying the diamonds for dust again. So I might math that later, I guess, or estimate it. And and we have a chasing, which I don't need anymore. I just got 4 of those, and we have a heal, which I don't really want. So
Actually
I
working on a heal set right now. So I think
I
I gotta check. Is that one of the heal I need? I will be so upset if that is.
actually have a
It's
set
heal
of.
3, right?
I believe so. Yes, the bottom left. So just because it was one of the first I just pulled randomly, I actually have a 4 set of heal on
Oh,
my
I already have it,
Molly.
so it's fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
nice.
I do have a 4 set of healed. I've been mostly just because I haven't had anything better for her really. I've kind of looked at some of the defensive gemstones and they're not amazing. None of them really is like wow I really need that for my tanks. Um, so I mean heal's been fine. Mostly it's just there for the HP and the a little bit of extra. It does actually give you a little bit of HP because it doesn't care about your attack damage. You get health back on it from using skills too. Um, I believe is the
What
way
it
it's
cares
worded.
about is your attack speed.
Yeah,
So that's why for Molly it's kind of
it
lame
doesn't do
because
much. Yeah, it
she
doesn't do much.
spends
She
so
gets a
much
little
time
bit.
holding her shield.
Yeah, it doesn't. It does like
I
very little weight. I know, but I don't have anything
yeah,
really better, honestly.
which is fair. Yeah, that's a lot of people, especially like after the first couple, you just kind of
Mm.
put on whatever. But a lot of them are kind of marginal.
Ooh,
Hey, nice.
we'll grab a level 2 yellow gem. That's a nice roll for my guild shop. I just bought 2 uh prime ones yesterday. I just ran out of all my coins from like the expeditions and stuff and the war lately because I just wasn't getting any, and I don't ever bother to reroll this because it's cost so much to get these gems that I'll spend it. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I run out of uh guild coins before I
Hmm,
run out of rerolls. So as long as I'm just willing to be patient,
yeah.
I never spend diamonds to reroll. That
And
I used to reroll the common shop every day when I was desperate for mana converters and dust.
yeah.
But since hitting 240 and having like a decent set of mana converters, I now am not
Mm.
rerolling the common shop.
Yeah, and I've done that a little since I've been finally I'll kind of get into that when I look at some of my heroes, but yeah, I've been doing that some a little lately, but not. I've never really done that much. I didn't really need to, which I think is because I spent basically on the output shop. As you can see, it's actually been this way for a week since it's reset. This is I usually reset this once a month, um, depending, because I just reset it and buy all the fodder. Like
Nice.
getting SSRs is nice. I don't need them right now. We'll get into why in a minute, but yeah. And then I don't have enough in my of this. I just come grab this just because it's like it does give a little bit to level up your stuff. So yeah, I grab it every day just to keep it moving because you just don't get those
Yeah.
very fast. And then we'll check our Abyss shop. I don't have much Abyss currency right now. So I'm probably not buying anything except for this 24-hour gold chest because that's only 48 diamonds. What do we have? A defense, which I would probably get just because I don't have it if I had the stuff. And a reaction is nah, I'm not really interested in that, so that's fine.
What's I pulled an epic reaction and
Hmm.
then I had a elite reaction to go with it. And they're on
Oh,
Hydra
nice.
right now, which is actually a combo because
Oh, right, because
he
he does. Yeah,
reduces their energy regain. I'm wondering if you could go all out on that and make Hydra like a unit that matters.
yeah.
Um, but I don't think so. I think that's cute and not good.
Little cute. Yeah, I get you. So then I've checked all my shops. I usually come up to the right and grab all of my mail stuff. Which oh hey, we do actually have Abyss currency waiting in our mailbox, so that's cool. I actually
Oh
scored
yeah,
really
you could go in
high.
and
I
buy
got
defense
pretty
if you wanted
high
to.
this time. I think I was top 50 in Symbian
I was
Abyss.
top 50 this time. I was pretty excited. I think this was
Yeah.
my first week ever being top 50.
And because I hate
Can
things
I?
sitting around, I always delete everything after I claim it. I don't know
Oh
why, that's
yeah,
me.
I'm always bad at
It's
that.
just me. Okay, and then we get to go. So since it's Monday, it's a fun day to go through and decide who gets what. This is the feels good about having a powerful account, right? This is your flex. Like, oh, Kali wants
Everyone's
Cora,
asking the.
sure. Tom always lets me borrow their. They let me borrow their Yorimasa the last few weeks, so I always give them my Oswald because they don't. I think they're building theirs still. Frostbite wants three things. Well, we'll give Wolf Corellia because Wolf said that they liked our videos. So Wolf, shout out! You get the unit over whoever else just requested it. Thanks for saying you liked our
Nice.
videos. And then this is what I usually do. I say, okay, so Frostbite wants three things or two things still,
49.
and there's no overlap, so it's fine. I'll just send them. I usually only send one unit to people, just because I know I will get more later in the week. So I usually just say, okay, you got one, that's fine. And then I'll go and request, where's my Tom with my Yorimasa eyebrow every week. Hopefully he didn't give it away. And then what else have I been borrowing? Oh, I've been borrowing this Magi. I don't always get it from these people, but usually one of them will give me uh, they're really strong Magi, just because I like to have her. I've used once in a while. I'll use her in Journey. I mean, I know that there are some who say they never use borrowed units in Journey or anywhere, and that's fine. That's a way to play. I think it's silly. Like, why would you? If what's the point of like borrowing units and stuff if you don't use them to increase your own progress? But like I said, that's how I see it. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm right.
I find the mechanic very balanced. Like the only like quote unquote unfair place that you can really use them is in Spire of Time when
Mm,
early on. Like that's
yeah,
the one place where it can give you a significant
yeah, because
advantage.
when you borrow,
Otherwise
yeah.
it's even if it was like a free clear this stage ticket, which it definitely is not, it's still just one stage a week on
Yeah.
Divine Path and Journey and Spec Ops. And like
Hmm.
and it's far from that. Like especially at our stage, like I struggle to ever use a friend unit just because it's hard to justify switching my team at all. Like
Yeah.
I like my best friend unit is probably just a better version of a unit I'm already using.
Hmm. And that's like pretty much what I use the Yorimasa for is usually it's in the Draconian faction tower because I don't have
Right.
Yori. My Draconian team sucks, honestly, because it doesn't have Yorimasa. It really I mean it's moving because it's I just keep leveling everybody up with Sage Academy. So it moves, but there's some stages where like without him it would have taken me a lot longer to pass. Just
Yeah,
because
for sure.
he is such a superior unit to Linglan. Like, had I known they were gonna buff him, I would never have built Ling, but I did. So I have Ling until I get Yori built. He's
I
kind of
thought
my
Ling would
next.
be really good with the accuracy reduction on hit, but
Mhm.
it's not enough to matter.
Yeah. Um, she does it. She can be useful, especially if you want to like kind of direct them into an area. Like I've been doing that
Right.
more with my fourth team on special ops, which we'll get into. So, well, we always make sure we get 20 hearts. We scroll down to the bottom of our friend list because this is our main. And if we have someone who's been out for 2 days, they're gone. Because I don't
Oh,
want
you
to. I
do
don't.
that every day?
Oh yeah, I don't.
Wow.
I don't have the patience to see this number not go up by 20 each day. I'm like, if that's, I don't want to have to deal with it. So I just, if they've, it's nothing personal. It's just like if you've been off for 2 days and like I don't recognize your name, which I don't recognize that person's name. I don't know who they are. Might have been someone random. Then I'm just gonna go add like a guildie or someone from our guild Discord in
For
their
sure.
place that's
Makes
active
sense.
and go from there because like I'd rather like I just little things like that bother me a lot actually because I'm like, man, I didn't get this resource because I could have been proactively making sure I get it and I didn't. So that's just how I do it. Like, is it necessary to be that on top of it? Probably not. I'm not that on top of it with my Draconia account. Like I check it every other day or so and make sure, just make sure I'm getting 20. But I'm not that. But on my main, I'm like, I actually do borrow stuff. People want to borrow stuff from me. Like this is my main account. This is where I connect with friends and all that stuff. So
I'm stuck at 19 hearts since my second week playing the game.
oh, cause yeah, you
Um,
had an uneven.
so yeah, because I wasn't even. So now I'm getting 20 a day, and I've consistently got 20 a day since week 2 or whatever. But that 9 is just going to stick there forever. So I'm not too
Mm-hmm.
worried about my friends list. If I ever see that 9 go down, there will be a little bit of relief, and then I'll go get some new
Mm-hmm.
friends.
Yep. So this is one thing that I talked to you a bit about, but portraits. Again, like the way, well, just kind of, I just have spending money right now, and so like, for quite a while, I've been doing. Actually, I was doing $10 a day, like just to get the 4 portraits, and it actually, I'm not saying the money I spent on the port was worth the portraits alone, but this bonus just for whatever else I got for those $10 each day is actually pretty significant. Like it is a very slow process, but I now have, as far as I know, this is in any mode. I have the bonus to all my units, which is pretty significant.
Yeah,
So that's the
it's
thing
it's
that I've
definitely
been
not nothing.
watching because I wasn't sure when it started, but I do know in games like this, any sort of universal buff like this can be very, very strong because it just happens everywhere. And so, but
And
yeah,
you're a
yeah,
fourth of the way to maxing it out. So
yeah.
that
I don't know that
that'll
I
that's
ever
kind of like
will
a
max it out, but yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And then, gallery, of course, is always fun. And then research room, go and obviously collect your research. I probably don't have enough to bump anything today. Oh, I could actually bump my ranger up to 27. Nice. Look at that, almost perfect. So that's one thing. That's one of my current main goals on my main account is I am very, very close to finishing 18. In fact, it'll probably be within the next couple days, just because I know that I'm getting stronger and able to clear these last 2 stages. Because once I do, then I will finally have my last
Well, that'll
team
give you the
unlocked.
support,
Yeah, on the
right? Support's
yep,
last.
this for
Yeah.
port one. So then I'll have pretty much the ability to get as much research as I can. Again, this is something I just feel like from playing lots of gotcha games. Like this is something that is incredibly hard for people to catch up on. Like
Right. That's a
it
good point.
that is how I look at stuff like this. Like I pushed special ops really hard from the first time I unlocked it when I saw what this did. I was like, yeah, this is something that's gonna take like it's you can't there's actually not even really a way to catch up on this because the only way to catch up is to pass the person in special ops so that you're generating more per day. I've only ever seen one spot where you can get books and uh that was from one of the sovereign level things you could buy, I believe.
Yeah.
That's like the
Yeah,
only place I've ever seen them.
yeah, because you can buy just quills from the shop.
Yeah, quills, yes, but things that actually give you more, yeah, the more research per day, it's like you can't.
Yeah.
I literally
They're
have
they're
only
really
ever seen
missing.
them there, and they may change that, and if they do, they do. But that to me, like when I'm looking at like wanting to be good in PvP and stuff like that, like to me, it seems obvious that like I need to get to having as much of this as I can per day because this is going to be what you know when it comes to very late game in a game like this, and everybody has 5-star units with epic converted like X gemstones and all the stuff. Everybody's getting kind of equal. Like stuff like this is what's going to make the difference to me. So I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, I need to push that as fast. I just want to push it, and it's been good. Like my mage lags a little behind because I just don't use many of them. Like I really don't. I never really built Ingrid up to be part of a main team. I have her and she's decent, but she's not one of my main like characters. Um, so yeah, but that's that. And then I don't know what. in the video. I mean, we're already at 20 minutes, so yeah, I actually do need to do my daily summons, but I'm not gonna. I was thinking about doing them on video, but I think I'm gonna pass for now because it can take. Well, you know, I guess if I do, I guess what I could do is show. This is the reason why I'm like constantly pushing to get fodder, because like ever since Gallery came out, I refused to eat any SSR units,
Oh
and
yeah,
I've been making do with 175 slots. It's been tough.
that's
It is
that's
tough.
rough.
I
That's
did
extremely
I did
rough.
finally turn a corner. I felt like about a week and a half ago when I finally pulled enough fodder to get Loga to Legend Plus, because I literally had 8 copies of him sitting there, 8 of this the Elite Pluses. I had 8 sitting there in my temple, and I was like, oh my god, he's gonna be 5-star literally as soon as I get this fodder done. So I got him, and then I also had like 6 copies of Haya. So I finally got through them, and it's been much easier breathing room since then. So
Nice.
I feel like I've finally a little bit turned that corner. As you can see, I'm Yorimasa and Nancy just because she's the next best alliance I have right now. I thought about trying to save some for the. So I knew that Maid was coming out, but I didn't know when. And I was like, I just don't have the room. I just got to get rid of my Nancy copies and move on. I
Fair.
I actually probably should have done Turpin, but I couldn't make myself do it. I was like, I might use Nancy, so I'm gonna do it, even though logically I have like 6 Turpins sitting here that I should use. So, but anyways, so that's kind of where we're at. And this is one thing I do, and again, as a just because as a paid player, in my opinion, one of the best values you can use your red gems on are just these daily draws. It's way cheaper than it saves you a ticket. It's 60 red diamonds. It really isn't much to get one draw because you get the scrolls, you get a little bit of sand for it. So I actually, when I pull for the week, I actually pull 94 on Monday, including that one, and then it on the following Sunday, my paid ones finish it out to my exchange.
Oh, nice.
Because I really, to me, it's just like the most obvious thing that I can maximize. And I can't do my free one here, but we don't have enough for that. But yeah, so that's another thing just that I do personally. Just having red diamonds is I use that to maximize. Like, am I gonna get pity on this? No, I'm not. But it doesn't matter to me. Like any fodder I draw is totally worth it to me. And even just getting, it's not worth it to get like obviously like 60 diamonds for a little bit of scrolls and sand is not great. But like anytime I pull like an SR, it feels worth it. Like, again, I'm not gonna probably get a Svepper or I just picked Nancy because it bugs me when it's not filled, but I'm not gonna get it. Um, but this also will mean that I have a better chance when a hero comes that I do want on the limited banner. This actually carries over. I don't know if many people know that, but where you are to get elite hero carries over from to the next limited banner will be this. That's something I don't know if everybody knows. I noticed it a while ago and I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. That makes me feel even better about summoning on limited banners that I don't, just doing that one per day, because then it's just getting me closer to the next limited unit that I do want. That's my little tech there. Then after that, I usually come into my hall, grab my big pile of loot. Ooh, we got a red
Oh,
thing.
hey,
Wow,
that's nice.
wow, yeah, look at this streamer luck here. We got one
Yeah, seriously.
one Mercury rune. We got
One, one out of 200.
yeah, we got one
That's the
Primeval
real
2
one.
red. We got a Primeval 1 blue. That's not bad. That's not bad. We got some equipment that's great for fodder and some gemstones. There, ooh, a purple one, nice. That's a pretty good day, actually. And we come here and we spam quick battles. Actually, do sometimes keep an eye just to see if I get anything else cool, but I didn't really that time. I think we've talked a little bit about this. I don't know necessarily that the 400 diamond quick battle is worth it. But to me, it's like, I don't know. It never seems like it really cripples my diamond economy. That I'm low right now because I spent on what did I remember there was this What did I don't even. I'm trying to remember what I spent my diamonds on. There was something really recent, but oh, I spent them. I spent them to try and get to. Actually, didn't even check. Actually, oh, I need to do this, don't I? Oof. We're actually pretty.
Yeah, you
But
do. Yeah, you have
yeah, I've got
3 hours. Yeah,
crap
3 hours and 14
but
minutes to do
basically,
this.
on this, uh, obviously I'm 14, 18 right now. It won't be that low when I finish. But to me, it was worth look. Because like you get like even if you're like top 100, it's a pretty significant uh reward difference. Like getting high in these, and you know gets you some extra like whatevers. So I was like, well, I'll spend some diamonds because I have them and get extra supplies. So yeah, I actually need to I'll have to finish. I'm not gonna do this on stream. Obviously, that's really boring to watch. Yeah, so grab all the stuff, jump into Dreamtown. Uh, Not forget that Akihabara Street pops up because otherwise it takes you there. Do that thing. You know, obviously you find the person yelling at you. Thanks, person. Cool. You're the best. I just got a gold lamp. That's awesome.
That was a thing that I didn't know about for my first 2 weeks either. And
Ye-
for a long time, I was buying food from
mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
shop in order to get in order to like do 15 meals per week.
Yep.
Just because I didn't know that that option existed.
Yeah, I didn't either. Because they actually they get you to do it with oh, what is it? It's oh the early like seven whatever they call the early 7-star revelry or whatever. It's called
Yeah.
trigger visits, and
Yes.
you it's like it didn't make sense. I didn't understand what it meant, and I tried to like go like visit other people's, and it didn't do anything. And I was like, what is this? This doesn't make sense. And then I saw the person waving, and I clicked on them, and I got the thing. And then it wasn't even until a day or two later when I noticed that the number had gone up in that thing, and I was like, oh, that's what it means. I have to go click on that person. So
Yeah.
that's how I figured it out. And it was only in like the last month I found out that it actually you can do it once every 12 hours. It's not
Hmm.
just once a day. You can actually get that twice a day if you really want to. So, yeah, we got some nice progress made on our Leviathan Sword of Thunder. Getting that to 60 to get our lost time. Yeah. I think it's my last one. Sure. Yep. Once I get to that, I'll have the 60 bonus for them. So
Nice.
that'll be nice. Yeah, just if you guys, if anyone's interested, like, there's also, you know, my when I first started playing the game, I looked at the bonus for this.
Hmm.
It was crit, and so I actually built these first. I actually bought extra stuff to build up these two, and then realized, oh, the rock's like way better. So I actually have a 6-star or whatever of these because I spent extra.
Oh,
Like
nice.
I like used diamonds and stuff to get more of them. So they're like my bow and my horn and my lightning sword are behind.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
what's a shame is like that that is just it's even more of a bait than you realize because that 12% crit is for your hero, not for your units.
oh really?
So
I
so
didn't even know
it's
that.
only like the spells and abilities, like it impacts like this stat for here. So
Mm-hmm.
like the 200k damage that your artifact abilities are doing now also crit for an extra 6% damage or 12% damage. So it like
Yeah,
they
it's
make
a
that look
big
really exciting
yeah.
because like
I didn't know that.
there
I thought
aren't
I didn't even
sources
know
of
that.
crit effect in the
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
But it's bait.
That's terrible when I'm sad. I usually didn't even know that. Like I was just
Yeah,
like, it'll be
I'm
fine. Oh,
sorry.
yeah, we got an Ingmar.
Nice.
And we got some fodder. We okay. Let's go see. Do we quick advance? We do. Hooray. Okay, so we did that, and now we're in our camp. We are hero menus telling us someone can probably because Bayo. I don't use him and he's missing one, and I just don't care. I don't actually need him to have these. I should probably just actually take them all off of him. Oh, that's his equipment. Whoops. Whatever. He doesn't need that either. I don't use him. For a while, I was like just equipping everyone with the stones because I wasn't really. up on like, oh, I need them for fodder and stuff. So,
Yeah.
but we can go use them now because I just got chasing last week. Finally, I was actually pretty far
Nice.
behind on gemstones. I think like I just didn't focus them because I didn't really feel like I needed them. And so like for like as you know, for just the longest time, I just had dominate on my colo because that's what I had and I didn't care. So I just got chasing, and it's been a bit. I got chasing on colo and attack on Corellia within the last week and a half. Finally finished both of them, and you saw like I finally passed 400 million on the Guild Crusade just because I have
Yeah.
them now, because like they're just better for bossing.
Oh yeah,
So
definitely.
cool. Now I can go bring this level up to give me that sweet HP that I'm missing because I didn't have high level stuff on Colo anymore. I don't think I have enough. Oh, yeah, I do. I don't care about those purple runes. Sure. Cool. Now my Colo's back to having 15k bonus HP, which is still like I want to say 7k less than she was getting. So, but the extra damage is far by far worth it. I think
It's worth it. Yeah. For the,
chasing is
like,
really nice.
what percentage even is that? Like,
Oh,
I don't
of
know,
her total
less than
HP?
2% more HP.
Yeah, because she has 975k.
Yeah.
So, yep. You can see. Oh yeah. Pull yours back up. What's the side by side here? We can because I think
Yeah.
I'm curious as to what the difference is because I'm higher level, but yeah, it's a pretty big difference. Like some of this is potential, I know, but a lot of this is
Oh
just
yeah,
level.
you are currently on G bullets because I you can
Oh
tell
yeah,
immediately with the difference in crit.
yeah. Yep, yep. Which is again like there's definitely in PVE, and I still think in PvP on like 90% of the time T bullets is correct. Like
Yeah.
even though it's less damage, it doesn't matter. Like there are very few PvP teams that can win without their backline. And when you have Corellia and Colo on T bullets, they don't have a backline. They just don't. Like it's if you don't believe me, go to arena, fight the strongest person you can, and change the T bullets if you haven't done it, and just watch the difference with, especially if you have Colo and or Corellia with her, because like you'll just be like, wait, what just happened? Like their backline's gone. What? Their Ingrid did nothing. What? Yeah.
It's a really big deal in
Mm-hmm.
PvP. The other thing is if you notice that an opponent has G bullets on their colo, put an Ana in front of that, put a Cayuga anywhere on your
Yeah.
team,
Mm-hmm.
so that that person doesn't, so that your front line can't die immediately,
Yeah.
and that colo does nothing. Like and you can't, like, you can't stop T bullets. Like it, short of having like a super high level goal, there's no way to just stop the T bullets from
Oh my god.
fully clearing the back line.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, in PvP, I completely agree, and well, and that's um, uh, uh, what is it called? The Guild Wars
Mm-hmm.
just ended.
The
Um,
Lion War. Yeah.
yeah, Lion Wars just ended. So Colo's been sitting in T bullets for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I'm not sure if we've talked about this in other videos, but I like definitely for Colo and pretty much only Colo, I will switch that stage to stage depending on what's
Yep.
needed. Um, so like I've actually been thinking about for the stage that I'm on now, I might want to switch back to G bullets because there's a
Mm-hmm.
Yorimasa in the front,
Yep.
and Colo is one of the few units that can snipe a Yorimasa before transforming.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, you can do enough
without like something
damage.
like stun, but just do enough damage to go from above HP threshold to dead.
Yep. Which is yeah, that's so funny because that's 100% what I do because I'm like because like where we are in campaign, Yoramasa is a serious problem,
It's a serious problem.
and
So, like I'm just kind of showing my
mhm.
team now, but uh, for to clear Yorimasa, and actually I could win this if
I did.
well, Core just stood up, so that's a problem. Yeah, no, I'm dead.
Yep.
That was really close though.
Mhm.
Um, it's all about having a front line that survives as long as possible for uh, Colo and Corellia to do as much damage as they
Yep.
can. Um,
And
And
that's true.
like, I know, like, honestly, the thing that matters most in this game is progress in journey. That's what's
Hmm.
going to unlock better AFK rewards and everything else. So that's like when I'm done with all of my dailies, like you're going through now. Um, or I not anymore, I guess. But like, I mean, I'll turn on auto battle and
Hmm.
watch TV or whatever, and like you'd be surprised how often you can randomly clear stages that you did not think you were close to just because you had good luck.
Yep.
Um, Especially like embracing units that are kind of more AI or more random. Um, Skogul is a really good example of like a really random unit. Like if you get good dodges, you'll last a lot longer.
Hmm.
Higomi, his block chance is random. So if you roll really well on that, that's really good. Colo, just the way the minion AI works, like sometimes goes really well, sometimes goes really
Yep.
poorly. Um,
That's a good example of that is this divine tower stage I'm on, or divine path stage I'm on, because I have to kill the Yori in front. I can't be on T bullets, and so the Haya, this combo behind him is actually a serious problem. This stage has been tough for me.
oh
I've
yeah,
been on it since yesterday,
because
and
yeah,
yeah, it's like most of the times I'll just watch this. If I don't just kill him, I just restart. Like there's no point in playing it out because I just need him to die. Like I
for
need him to
sure.
take like a little bit of damage and then just drop dead there. Oh, perfect. There we go. I probably win the stage now. We'll see. It'll be close because the problem is now I'm gonna start shooting the cat. Oh wow, actually I shot him. Okay, we win. Good job.
Yeah, honestly, killing Andrew there is really big too, because you can end up wasting a ton of time
Hmm.
shooting totems.
Yep. You'll watch your clones just like sit there and shoot the totems for a couple seconds because they have so much HP. And that's
Yeah,
actually a
they
video
do.
we'll get into, like talking about why different units are such a problem when you're fighting teams that are literally twice your power. Um, so yeah, that's another video we'll do. Yeah, so basically, then after I kind of collect all my stuff, I come in and do my Asgard things like arena, stuff like that. So at some point in here, I usually jump into Sage Academy and just go like spend my experience for the day, which goes pretty fast because it takes a lot per click and stuff. And then I come in and sometimes I have a habit of from when I was lower level of doing the Sage Academy before I come and do my Elven Garden raids, but I don't need to anymore because like it's just really unlikely I'm going to gain any power that matters for like challenging a level. It used to be that way, and it's like an old habit um to like make sure that I couldn't challenge a new stage before I came in here. So it's kind of funny that I still do that, but that's another thing that I do now is I max my experience rate
Oh yeah,
because like I just need it, and I don't ever spend diamonds on the gold rate anymore because it's such a worse deal than the alchemy. Um, and I max out pretty much everything else except for the gold because I need fodder, I need experience, and I need sand. You always need or dust, whatever you want to call it.
yeah.
Yeah, I kind of do that.
I'm not getting the XP yet. I might need to soon.
Mm-hmm.
I have a huge XP bank hero. I have a bunch of chests of XP, stacks of XP. I think I might be out of. Okay, so yeah, it's really just my chest. So I'm running. My bank is almost out. I just have 26 days worth of
Mm-hmm.
XP, but
Yep.
yeah, but dust had been my limiting factor for an extremely long time. So
Mm-hmm.
once that runs low, I'll start getting it too. And really, um, my goal is really to just try to keep this as even as possible,
Mm-hmm.
and not have a huge stack of dust or a huge stack of XP. Um, my gold hasn't been a problem just because the main thing I'm spending gold on right now is enhancing equipment,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, like I just don't have enough enhancement mats to get any
Yeah.
more plus fives. Like
Mm-hmm.
I think Higomi is what I'm currently working on. So
Yeah.
like plus five weapon, which isn't really that important. Like a little bit more presence would be nice, but the attack and accuracy effectively don't matter at all. Um, but like health, defense, would be nice, but I try not to eat into my my legendary equipment.
Hmm.
Although clearly I have in the past when I've
Oh, I
been
do. Like, I
impatient.
don't care. Like, if it's not Legend Plus, like, it goes.
I mean, I still have people who have legend equipment further down in my roster. Like if I get down to these people, they're all in legend
Yeah,
gear. Not that it really matters, because if I
yeah, I
ever
mean, I
had
have
to
those
actually use
too.
them,
Yeah.
I would just swap gear around. But
Yeah. So this is
um,
fun. So Tengen Dueling is this is a blast from the past because the last time this was out, my teams were quite different. Also, I was using the ring still the last time this was out because it's what I
nice.
had leveled because I kind of thought it was going to be the best. So you can see like I've got my Corellia is here because I had just gotten her. So she's on my C team with Rolliver, who were at like potential 10 maybe at that point. Like, so this is what I used to have like for my Tengen Dueling, but now I've got obviously the awesome teams that I use now, uh, which are far better than those teams. I will say that right now. Um, my weakest team right now is my Alliance team. It really just the more and I've said this many times in like our guild Discord is I just need to I was using Kaguya for a while because she kind of fit in with the theme of like all the shielding and stuff, but like the issue I run into them now in PvP is they lack damage. They don't kill things
Yeah.
fast enough, and so they tend to lose or time out. And basically my plan is to replace her with Ogier because since I've started using him in, like I told you before, I started using him in Faction Tower. I think he really is what the Alliance team needs. He gives a huge shot in the arm to Rolliver, and his ult is no slouch in damage in PvP. He's not. I wouldn't say he's like really key in PvE. You could probably use Nancy just as well, but for PvP, like the stat boost that he gives them, um, is significant. And I used him in. I wish I'd used him in Last Sage Quest for more testing, but I didn't think about it. And I know I will probably next time. But anyways, yeah, we've got our Tengen dueling teams set up, and probably just go challenge people. Uh, I'm
Yeah, my
assuming.
Tengen dueling defense teams are pretty much the same as my Commander War defense
Mm-hmm.
teams. Um, so, and the goal for all of these three-team defenses is you want to spread your power out. Because if you
Mm-hmm.
have um, one team that's clearly stronger than the other two teams, then whoever you're fighting against is just going to put their five weakest people against that one, and then
Yeah.
that will give them a significant advantage for the others. Um, so, and what another thing that you can do if you want to have fun is try to bait your opponent. So have your weakest power level actually just be stronger than you think. So like this
Mm-hmm.
team looks really awkward.
Mm-hmm.
Got a legend plus mist and Rolliver, Molly, and then uh, Colo.
Mm-hmm.
But like this is actually a terrifying team, and
Yeah.
it will definitely perform better than the 2K power would suggest. Where like my 21 power, which also looks scary. Honestly, all of my teams look scary. This is my weakest is my council team.
Mm-hmm.
Um, honestly, I could probably switch Mephisto um to evolution to the I don't even remember what it's called or it
The
whether
one
evolution or origin is the right one,
the
but
one
the
with more blood
potential.
fruit, you mean?
So that's the one he's on.
Oh, okay.
Is more blood fruit, but I could switch off of the more blood fruit to the one that increases the damage of spellcasters or
Mm-hmm.
of sanguine units, which would be Teresa and Ingrid. And once I get my Teresa up, which Teresa's still lagging behind somewhere. There she is. Once I get my Teresa up, I could like swap out uh, uh, Aurelia and put her in, or
Mm-hmm.
Aurora, sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's definitely my weakness. And honestly, I think that you don't really want to have a single faction. I think 5 Draconic just crushes this team. But my other 2 teams are really good.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, just a brick wall in front, swapping. This is my main team, except um, swapping Colo out for Delilah, who's just my next best ranger. Which also happens to give lifesteal to Skogul to make Skogul much scarier. So
Mm-hmm.
um, I've been reasonably successful with this defense team, although honestly it doesn't matter that much for PvP. Just on my server is kind of evened out, uh, or in Commander's War, my server's evened out. I get attacked so infrequently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 9 days ago was the last time I was attacked, and I won on
Yeah.
defense, won on defense, won on defense, won on defense,
Mm-hmm.
won on defense. Yeah, so a month ago was the last time I lost on defense in Commander's War. So, yeah, it's been a long time since this actually matters. I guess I'll collect
Mm-hmm.
these. Um, but and like trying to push between first and second doesn't make a difference. Like it I think it would give you enough for like one extra uh gi or mist every like 5 years or something ridiculous. Like like the extra 4 per minute doesn't matter at all.
Mm-hmm.
um like being in the top 10 or 20 just to um make it into Throne Wars is nice, but even that doesn't matter because Throne Wars is just bragging rights. Like you get no concrete value from Throne Wars,
True. Yeah. It's
but it's
fun, but
fun,
yeah.
and like this is a game, so at some point, I guess you want to have fun. Um,
Oof.
oh, that was rough.
Yeah, I just I had bad luck in my second battle. My Anna went down kind of really fast, and I still almost won. It was very very close. Well, that's it's. I also probably before I do much more, I'm gonna change Cola to T bullets because like I let her attack. My Colo, which is feels good, is she was strong enough. At that first battle was their front line was a Ayano and a Hagomi, and I was on T bullets and I still won the fight.
Nice.
Just because my council team is that strong. like they, I it took forever to kill their front line, but Corellia with attack did still finish off their back line by herself with while Colo was just shooting the tanks and taking resources. But yeah, so that went well. Um, so that's a lot of what I do, and then after this stuff is done, I usually just go and try and push journey and special ops depending on the day if I have time or feel like really getting into it. But yeah, basically my goals for my account, like I said, my biggest one right now is to finish Spec Ops 18, and then my next goals are characters, which is I'm building up Hagomi and Yorimasa. Um, I want Hagomi to replace Molly on my main journey team because I am at the point where even though Molly does a lot for journey, I think Hagomi will do more. Will do what she does better. So that is my plan currently. And because right now for journey I basically still use like this is my setup. This is basically I swap my setup around either with Kat or Anna, depending
Yeah,
on what I'm doing. Because basically putting Anna in front of Colo means that this unit dies really fast, and or putting Anna in front and putting Kat in means I have more magic defense and more survivability with all her shields and summons. And so it just depends on the fight. But really, the only other person who's strong enough to really I use to make a different that makes a difference is what's her name? This girl,
Aurora.
Aurora. Yes, thank you, Aurora. Because and I haven't had to do it in a while, but there were certain fights in like chapter 27 where I just used her to take out like the Yorimasa because I couldn't deal with him fast enough because of whatever else they
Nice.
had going on, and she's strong enough to live if I put her in with Kaguya. Basically, like I would basically drop my damage and just make us basically this is like give Colo time to kill things set up uh, with
There is
yeah.
kind of a cute technique you can do on a stage like the one you're on now, where
Mhm.
like the in slot 2 is really the place because slot 2 is only focused by their slot 2 and their slot 5, And if
Mm-hmm.
they lack damage, you can hide a support in slot 2.
Yep.
It's tough because like you have Molly and you kind of want your front line to be
Yeah.
tanky, but you could put Molly in slot 1 and put Aurora in slot 2,
Mm-hmm.
and the Vilges and Haya are not going to kill your Aurora very fast.
Right.
Um, and so you can kind of get a free slot for a support,
Mm-hmm.
just because they don't have a scary setup in that
Right.
side. Not that it matters because you're mowing
Well, yeah, I mean,
down this one.
the reason that yeah, I mean, the reason I didn't is because I had the line of being able to put my Colo Anna on the Bayo so that he
Yeah,
dies really fast. And if Bayo dies
100%.
first, then the biggest reason nobody uses Bayo is because if Bayo dies first, Bayo was already dead to start the fight. He did nothing. That's
Yeah.
the sad truth about Bayo. He's a cool character and like he can do some crazy things, if he doesn't die first. And the problem is like the way to set it up for him to do those crazy things doesn't really work in things like PvP. Like it just he feels crazy in PvE again. But what are your kind of like goals right now? What characters are you working on or working towards? Anything specific?
Yeah. So, right now my main thing is getting Colo to potential 40. I'm almost there. I'll
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'll be there probably this week. I have 300 uh
Mm-hmm.
primal gems, prismatic gems.
Prismatic. Yep.
Um to go. So that's kind of my short-term goal.
Mm-hmm.
Higomi to 2 stars. I have one left to get, and I get that as soon as we get rank rewards from the mushroom event.
Yeah.
So that'll be done. I want to get Skogul to do 2 stars as well as P30 because Skogul's still kind of sitting
Mm-hmm.
at P20. And then like my team 2 and team 3 need better potentials. They're all like potential 10. Um
Yep.
but that's not a huge priority to me right now just because my like that's really only a thing for PvP and Spec Ops. For me, Spec Ops, I as soon as I hit chapter 15, I kind of slowed down on it. So I'm limping through chapter 16. Um my main goal was to push to 28 as fast as possible. I
Mm-hmm.
hit 28 middle of last week, and I'm not even sure. Or I guess a week ago now, I hit 28. So I don't even really know what my next long-term goal is. Probably working on etching gemstones.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I have a level 20 thunder, but I am extremely far from etching. So, man, I
Yeah.
can't even see what that says. So so I'm about halfway for Mercury, and then I have no dust, and I need 2,000 dust.
Yeah.
So, um, that's probably my kind of midterm goal, just because I think etching is something that puts me in an advantage over anyone who isn't Chapter
Mm-hmm.
28 yet.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And because I wasn't like a day one player or anything, like getting advantage over people who have been playing the game longer, to me, that's journey progress, and then utilizing that journey progress to make advancements. So
Mm-hmm.
um, that's uh, exclusive equipment. Now that I have access to more primordial gems for
Yeah.
enhancing gear. Um, which I'm working both Colo and Corellia on that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm definitely not. I don't know for sure. I haven't crunched the numbers, but I feel like getting the body armor first for the attack buff
Yeah.
is really strong.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Next for Corellia, I might do the helmet because uh, for Corellia specifically, when you go for the quantum network potential, your crit is extremely low.
Mm-hmm.
So Corellia's base crit is 17%.
Yeah.
And the only source of crit from gear is from helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there is the other. Let me just make sure I'm saying it. So getting boots, sorry, not helmet. Getting boots would give me an extra 3.7 or 4% crit, which is a huge amount of extra crit for her specifically. Um, So really, it's that. It's improving my gear on my main five, getting those last few stars. Once I get those stars, I'm going to be saving up currency um, for as long as I can. I think the limited Abyss and Temple units that will come out next are
Yeah.
going to be game changers, and I want
Yep.
to have honestly an absurd amount of resources ready for them because they cost an absurd amount of resources to build up. Um, so I'm not summoning for any of the maids. I'm gonna skip all of that.
Mm.
And uh, the Corellia rerun I don't need.
Yeah.
So my goal is to kind of be boring, save up a bunch of resources, and in 2 months when scary units start coming out, that's when
Mm-hmm.
I'll start spending.
That makes sense. That's good. Like I was gonna look at the maid. I mean, I guess yes. So she's gonna be on a limited Starflame banner. I didn't read that. If she is, I probably won't go crazy on her just because like I limited Starflame banners are so much different than the other stuff. Like you
So
basically, yeah, you really need to either like go all the way and get crazy amounts, or just you might as well only do a little bit because like you're not gonna get them to anywhere useful unless you have like a lot saved.
yeah.
Like it's like I have Sif and uh Hilok or whatever however you say her name, and like
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
neither of
block.
them. Like I would like to use both of them, but both of them are just at Epic Plus, uh, and or whatever the gold is. I think it's Epic. Yeah, they're at Epic Plus, and it's
Yeah,
just I just have to wait for them to come back before I can even do anything with them. Um, and so it's like and I did pull some for Hilok because I think she's pretty good, but it's like such a delay if you're not going like really hard whaling on them, or you saved up a ton of shit. And that's yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at because like I actually was going to save and I think I forgot and pulled some Starflame yet last week. Because like my main three I'm gonna use are 2 star already, so
nice.
I don't need to like, and I can get mist from the whatchamacallit, the arena, and
Hmm.
I don't care about Rainleaf or Regan Leaf, whatever you say. Like, she's just not even on my radar as far as wanting her.
No,
And
same. I, I think R- Rainleaf is the kind of unit that is gonna dominate people that you would have beat anyway.
mhm,
Like I, I don't believe in I don't believe damage reduction percentages. Like I think the naive read is 50% damage reduction means I take half the damage I would have taken without this. And
mhm,
I think this works in some kind of multiplicative or additive way with other defensive sources,
yeah,
um, where it's actually less effective than it sounds.
mhm,
Um, I don't have proof of that, but that is my general sense.
mhm,
And all she does is damage reduction, man. More damage
yeah,
reduction. Like
yeah,
nullify instances of damage. Nullifying instances of damage is not good in this game.
yeah.
Um,
Like, it really is not now.
Pretty much every single unit when they do big damage, they do it in like a sequence of attacks.
Mhm,
Like even like Oliver slashes a bunch of times for his ult.
yeah,
Um, like even like single target hits are still a lot of slashes. So like
yeah.
I mean Anna is another perfect example of like her ult does a bunch of repeated hits. So there's really I don't know if I can think of anyone who does like one big hit like
No,
Skogul, I guess.
you know who Rainleaf's good against?
Who?
Your boy Lawrence,
You're
right?
right.
Because he does
Oh
one
my
big
gosh.
attack.
She's the
She's the
Lawrence
counter.
counter.
Yeah, she
Oh
really is.
no. You're right. You're
We've solved
absolutely
it.
right.
We've solved it.
I think Hypnos alt might also be just one
It
big
is one
hit.
hit. Yeah, I because I
So
use it occasionally. Yeah,
there are a few, but they're not good units, or I mean they're not top
like
tier. Like
yeah,
they're
they're
like
not top
mid
tier.
tier units at best. So
Yeah,
yeah, I don't think her kit makes sense. I mean it makes sense, but it's
yeah,
like it's a win more kind of unit.
exactly. Yeah. That's how I feel like I've never felt like she was a threat in PvP. I remember like there was someone who used her. and I was like, oh, like it just felt like it was an easy fight, even though they were like pretty. When I was fighting them in the arena, they were pretty equal power with me, and it was just like over so fast, like it didn't even matter. But
Yeah.
yep, that's. I think I was gonna just add in that. Yeah, that's as far as potential. Like I am very close to 40 on Corellia.
That'd
Um,
be nice.
when I say
Are you
very
gonna get
close,
40 on someone else, or do you need to get more
so
people to 30?
my after their 40, I have not decided. Um, Probably not because my alliance team is struggling in most modes because Roland and Oliver are only at 20.
Yeah, 30 is
My,
a big jump for
my
them.
alliance team has been they've been doing fine, and they could be way better just by doing that. But I just love getting big boss damage numbers, so I
Mhm.
want potential 40 on Corellia.
100%. No,
Like
I
I
think that's
really want
totally
it,
worth it.
and like and especially with attack now, like it is a big thing. Like that is a big like bump going to her, where it's every it's one additional, or it's 20% attack and crit, I guess. Oh, I thought it changed this, but it doesn't. Oh, maybe I shouldn't. I actually thought for some reason I thought it made her the every ally. I thought this got better, but it doesn't. Ooh,
It
maybe I
doesn't. No,
won't.
it's just a 20% attack and crit for allies.
Yeah, maybe I won't
Um,
then. I actually thought it would make a different breakpoint on this. Wow, I'm glad we talked about it. I probably am not going to now because that doesn't, like, 5% is nothing. Eh, oh well.
5% crit is not nothing, but well,
It's not.
actually, for G Bullet Colo, it's
Mhm.
possible depending on like what how your mana converters are set up. You might get overcapped on crit.
Yeah.
And like I don't know if bosses have built-in tenacity. I don't think they do. I don't think there's any reason to be overcapped on crit. But I
Mm.
mean, even still, like over like 70-80%, you start to lose
Yeah.
um
Diminishing
the
returns.
utility of, or like your breakpoints for crit chance to actual percentage increase in damage go down
Mm.
pretty fast.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's actually, yeah, I didn't even realize it. For some reason, I just had it in my head that this potential 40 changed to this breakpoint again, but it doesn't. I don't know why I was thinking that, but meh. No, good thing
does it
that's
for
why you gotta
Forge of the
look.
Future? No, it doesn't. Yeah,
Nope.
yeah, just a
Uh,
little more energy, but
so it's
um,
yeah, it's definitely like that's a I might change, but yeah, that's definitely is it. So then it's getting my basically my fourth team is starting to win as many fights in Spec Ops as my alliance team, and that's a problem because they should be the they should be the fourth tier team, and they're not a great team. It's let's look here. It is this one of Senen, Oswald, Gernal, Haiteng, and Andri. It works. It's not great, but it does work. Um, it gives you a
Guy's
lot
a
of
good spec ops unit. I mean,
yeah. Guy is the carry.
mhm.
Um, and what the way the team works is usually I set it up so that Sen N is like actually doing the main, almost the main tank, depending on what they have going on. Like I can either set up Yi and Sen N to be an arrow, so they're both hitting the same person and they kind of like get into the back line together that way. Or Sen N is actually the tank; she's dodge tanking with the blue rune, and Garanol is behind Oswald going in that way. And Andri and Haiteng just let them all survive long enough for Garanol to take over the fight. And
Yeah.
sometimes if they're very heavy damage team, Oswald gets the red rune and he's the one who wins the fight
Mhm.
because he's the one
Yeah,
who
I
lives long
give
enough.
Oswald red rune pretty frequently.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just because he's almost always the last one up.
Mm-hmm.
And he can use the extra damage and speed to kind of
Yeah.
get through the last little bit.
Yep. And that's but that's kind of where I'm at. Like, it used to be the way I could tell if I could beat a spec ops level is I'd use that fourth team on the three like strongholds in the front, and if they got a win, then I was fine. But now it's like I sometimes they can get a win and the alliance team can't, and so I've been like playing around with what to do, and it's just basically it's just come down to the more I look at it, it's like no, I need to put potential Rolliver Roland and Oliver need to get to potential 30,
Yeah.
and um I might make other changes beyond that. I don't know. because
Yeah,
it's
my
just they're
fourth
just getting to
roster
the
team
point
is my
where
alliance
yeah.
team. My spec ops teams are very different from my
Hmm.
defense teams, or I guess not really. Um, the
Yeah.
big thing is like my because for spec ops my like your team one doesn't need to be your strongest possible team. It needs to be a team strong enough to clear the boss stage.
Yeah, and
So
that basically means it has Colo and Corellia on it.
exactly,
It doesn't need
exactly. And
anything else.
honestly, sometimes Corellia isn't even needed. It depends
Yeah.
on the stage.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, sometimes like my setup will be something like this, where it's like a bunch of like random draconic units with Kaguya to make them all extra tanky, and then Colo to do the damage while they slowly die.
Hmm. Yep. Yeah, that's something. Yeah, I've not ever had to like my Colo team has always been so strong that I've never had to worry about doing any of the silos or whatever they are that gives buffs or like removes the buffs.
No,
I just
yeah,
never
me either.
cared.
The what are they even
Yeah, I know.
called?
Yeah.
The storage.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I think. I mean, maybe in a different setup, these would matter more. But like, it's just too hard to have
Hmm.
5 full teams of people with good gear.
Well,
Like,
that's
gear's
six. That's six
really
full teams actually. If you want to do all of them.
oh 6 full teams. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
because the boss.
gear
Yeah.
really starts
Yeah.
falling down. Like after my um top like 20 or not even 20, like after my top 15, my
Hmm.
gear really starts looking sad.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. And
You
like
get you
definitely
get down
no
there for
no
sure. Yeah.
enhancements, no
Yeah.
P1, no P2, like
Mm.
it's um I honestly I don't, and I know we're going late, so I think
Yeah.
we'll probably
Yeah. It's
already
fine.
cut this in half.
I'm not sure. I was gonna. We'll talk about it after, but yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
we'll see. If we do, I'll put some stuff in the video. But
Yeah.
good.
But yeah, I don't know how often you use your primeval gems on people who are not your main five.
Oh, I do. I'm just farther than you, so it's normal.
Yeah.
Like Roland has P2 armor because he
Oh,
needs it,
nice.
and a P1 weapon. Because they're faction, and it was like, okay, I've got the gems to do it. Like
Fair.
Oliver has a P1 weapon and armor as well. Even though I gave him his armor just because he needed it, like they just have been struggling, and so I was like, well, yeah, this isn't. But there's I think it was like yeah, like I was just like I just had the gem laying there, and I was like, you know, I'm just gonna use it because I want to pass this stage today. So I used it
Fair.
so that Oliver would live,
Totally
and
fair.
now I just have to refaction it because guess what? There's not another light temple hero, and my only light temple hero already has it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
have a bunch of P1 gems ready to
mm-hmm,
use. I don't feel like they give enough value to like Delilah is already full P1 and like
mm-hmm,
her damage barely matters. Like I would be going here and grabbing like I guess like Molly. I could get some P1 stuff or
yeah.
Oliver if I
I mean,
didn't care
look at
that.
my Molly.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you
Because
use your Molly
she's
on your
my
main
main.
team,
She's
so
like
that
my main
makes
tank. Yeah.
yeah. Like I mean, my Katarina is full P2.
Mm-hmm.
My Higomi is full P2.
Yep.
Um, and then Skogul is also full Primeval 2. And then all of my mains except Kaguya, I don't have Primeval 2 weapon because it legitimately doesn't matter for her. Um, Kaguya's attack scaling is only on her little like flower heal, which isn't that big of a deal. Her crit scaling doesn't matter. Her dodge isn't enough to be relevant, and the
Mm-hmm.
slight increase in MRes, which would matter a little, is probably not going to make the difference. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so that's like lowest priority is Kaguya's weapon.
Yeah.
Like I don't even have it colored.
Mm. I do. I think I just did it because that was like when I was first experimenting with stuff, and Kaguya, like she was just dying too fast. So I was
Yeah,
like, just
well,
like,
and I
eh,
mean, if you
yeah.
you can swap it over to Hightang if you ever want to, and
And
that
that was
it
the other
matters
thing is, yeah,
much
I
more.
can send it over to Haiting because, yeah, I will probably eventually use her at as much as Kaguya. We'll see. Kind of
Yeah, I think
curious as that's gonna
yeah.
play
I
out.
mean, they both have their uses.
But yeah, that's where we are. And yeah, this has been fun. Like, we definitely have a lot we can talk about as we've seen. There's just a lot of info here. It's definitely something if you watch, cool. If not, no big deal. This isn't necessarily a project to give anybody a lot of new info. Just kind of like, this is what we do and where we are in our mains. If anyone's curious.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're definitely gonna call it now. We're past the big hour mark for sure. So hope you enjoyed it. If you watched this far, cool. If not, no worries. You'll never hear this anyways. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. We have a lot more content as we've kind of teased in our other videos that we're planning to get through, and it'll be more probably relevant to, you know, getting better or doing better things on your own accounts for all our viewers. So look forward to that, and we will see you all later.